Hello, so today I want to talk about network outage. That's when your network or airtime provider, their network goes down, you can't receive a signal, you can't get onto the internet through their 3G or even 4G services if they have it. Now, here in the UK, O2, one of the largest networks, their network went down for a couple of days due to technical reasons, and it sparked a massive uproar, and I can completely see why. It's very, very frustrating when the network goes down and you're reliant upon that for your mobile communication. You may be out of range of Wi-Fi, you may not be in the office and you don't have a landline phone. But I want to sort of weigh up the pros and cons, or the issues, if you like, that surround network outages. The fact of the matter is, it's going to happen. Like anything in life, you cannot say that everything will be working 100% of the time. If you look at your computer, sometimes things go wrong. It's not always going to be working, you have to rectify it. And the same principle applies to these networks. Now, they have a much bigger knock-on effect because of the number of users that are using their network. Now, you can also argue that they should have much bigger teams supporting that, and absolutely they do. They have huge teams that are supporting their network. But like anything in life, at some point something can go wrong that they just didn't foresee, didn't plan, or even through all of their planning, it just wasn't expected that this was going to go wrong. And when you go from a testing environment to a live environment, something can go wrong that you just simply can't foresee, and they just have to deal with it at that time, and it can have a negative impact on you as a user. Think of yourself as an individual. You might not make mistakes on a daily basis in your personal life, in your work life, but at some point you will have done something wrong, something not quite right, and that's had an effect for somebody, be it a close friend, be it a colleague, be it a customer. At some point you will have done something that has had an effect on somebody else. And what I'm trying to get at here is us as individuals do things, or planned or inadvertently, that has a knock-on effect to somebody else. And the principle applies to big businesses and the networks that keep your phones running and able to connect. And I think sometimes they get an unfair sort of amount of stick from customers when the networks go down. And it's really a case of sort of taking a step back and going, do you know what, 10, 15 years ago, I didn't rely on my mobile phone. We had to do with other means of communication. And, you know, let's just be grateful for what we've got now. You've got like a 99% uptime on your network, I'm assuming for most people. And you've got to be grateful for that, and think how many times you've relied on that network and it's been there for you 24 hours a day. And when you consider what you pay, some may say that you're paying a lot of money for what you get, but then you might be getting your phone from them as well. Some may say that you're not paying a lot of money. I personally think I get good value for money. I pay about £20 a month with O2, and I get my data, I get my calls and my text messages. Yes, I was a little bit annoyed the network went down, but you know what? I just sort of said, hey, it happens. They're doing what they can. And the more that we moan at the network when it goes down doesn't help them, because they get frustrated as well, like you or I would if someone's moaning at you. So my personal opinion is just to cut them a little bit of slack. That's not to say that they shouldn't be doing things to rectify these issues. I vehemently believe that they have to learn from the problems that they've had. And I think O2 have gone a long way to prove that they are sorry. And I, as an O2 customer, have had a text message to say I'm going to get 10% off my next bill, and I also have £10 credit to spend in their store, which I think goes a very long way to say, hey, do you know what, it went wrong, we're trying to say sorry. Now, it's clever, the 10% off isn't a lot off the bill, but it's something, and if you're paying more, then it's going to have a bigger effect on your bill, and you're probably the ones that rely more on the network. So it's sort of pro rata, if you like, to your usage and what you're paying. And the £10 in-store credit, well, hey, not a lot of people are going to necessarily take that up, especially when you have to take the codes through O2 priority moments. But it's £10 that you do have available to you to spend as a customer. And if you think how many millions of customers, that's a lot of money there, sort of giving away for free, if you like. Now, it's clever because you're going to go in store, you're going to see something for £15, you use the £10 voucher and you've still got to pay the extra £5, so they bring a little bit of extra revenue in like that, and the fact that you've actually got to go in store. But I think it's a very strong gesture from the networks, or O2 in this case, to actually prove that they are sorry. Now, you may not agree, and you're absolutely right, you are entitled to your opinions, but why don't you agree? Leave some comments below, because I think we just need to sometimes take a step back and think, this world is so advanced and we rely on everything so heavily. It just is a gentle reminder to say, a little while ago it wasn't this good, and it's a gentle reminder to sort of say, wow, you know, we live in such a connected world, and maybe we should be thankful for that and think more about what we've got nowadays. So until next time, thanks for watching.